Hey there, back with more fun and with the Constitution. We're going to take a look at Article 2, which deals with the executive branch. Typically, when we think of the executive branch, we think of the president. It is the law enforcement branch of our government. Section 1 establishes the term for the president at 4 years. It also establishes the electoral college, which is the way by which the president is elected. Establishes the qualifications for president and presidential succession. That means who takes his or her place in the event that he or she is not able to continue with their duties. Also establishes the salary of the president, and in that section you also find the oath of office for the president. In Section 2 of Article 2, that establishes the powers of the president, including military powers, the power to make treaties, appoint ambassadors and other officers, also to appoint temporary replacements for vacancies. Many of those appointments have to be confirmed by the United States Senate, so while the president does have quite a bit of power in appointing people to those offices, very often he has to have the approval or permission, if you will, of the United States Senate to actually get them into that office. Section 3 establishes the duties of the president, including that he or she must give the State of the Union address, that they're expected to execute the laws faithfully, to also receive foreign diplomats and commission all the officers in the United States military services. In Section 4, this establishes the impeachment guidelines for the president and all civil officers of the United States. Remember that it's the House of Representatives that can bring those impeachment charges. It's the United States Senate that would actually try those impeachment charges. The image that I have for you here is actually an image from the State of the Union address. That's one of the requirements of the president, is that annually the president is to give an address or a speech basically to both houses of Congress. This is a pretty big deal. It happens annually, usually in January, and this is a time where we see a lot of big players in the audience at that particular event. There's not only members of Congress there, both from the Senate and from the House, but there are also Supreme Court justices, which you can see them kind of all in a line here. There are oftentimes military personnel there as well. There's special guests there. It's a full house, and many of the people who are in the line of succession are also at that gathering. There are specific precautions taken to be sure that not everyone in the line of succession attends the State of the Union, just to be sure that should some tragedy occur at that event, that there is still somebody in line to be able to take over the duties of the president, should that hopefully not ever happen, but should it happen. The next image here is an image of President Trump working with his cabinet members. The cabinet is a group of people who are the heads of 15 of the more prominent departments within the executive branch. So like the Secretary of State, the Director of Homeland Security, the Secretary of Education, Secretary of the Treasury. There are 15 different departments there, and each of those folks comes together and they meet with the president. They're basically advisors to the president. The idea being that these are experts in their field, and so they're there to provide advice and assistance to the president as he or she is making decisions on those topics. So that gives you a little bit of information on Article 2. It's quite a bit shorter than Article 1, so easy peasy, less than 3.5 minutes. Nice job.